one open, shall we? Let's get going. What time is it? I'm just kidding. It's an energy drink. Mm. I I'm worn out, man. What a week this has been. IndyCar last night. Fun though, really fun. I got to see the track, at its best driving, really. And then while I'm watching the race and I'm in the seats, I've got my iPhone on the MLB TV feed. So I'm watching the Cardinals game and they're playing well. So makes me happy, makes your host happy. I had a great time last night. Beautiful weather. I know it was hot, but there was a nice breeze blowing through the track. Really fun to see everybody enjoying themselves and a great race. And then, as I said, the Cardinals won, and it's always good when you have two national networks broadcasting from your city simultaneously. You had Fox inside the ballpark yesterday. Great crew there, Jason Benetti and Adam Wainwright and Ken Rosenthal on the broadcast. You had Alan Bestwick calling the race in St. Louis and NBC Sports crew and USA doing the broadcast yesterday. So you have all these eyes on St. Louis yesterday and the last Saturday without college football. And we have college football coming now for the foreseeable future until January. Your Saturdays will be filled with football. And I really look forward to what happens moving forward with the track. Certainly intrigued what happens moving forward with the Cardinals. We'll try to get through all of that today. Oli Marmol is going to be with us in just a little bit. We'll also hear from John Mozeliak, the Cardinals president of baseball operations. I was just texting with Oli. We're going to push back his 10:15 visit, I think, just a little bit. He's busy over there. He's over at the office inside Busch Stadium. So we'll get to him momentarily, but we have Cardinal baseball coming up at 1:15 today as the Cardinals take on the Dodgers, and they won yesterday. It was a very good win for them. And Joseph Newgarden won at the track. And I wanted to start with that, and then we're going to bounce over to the Cardinals recap. But what happened yesterday at the track was a pretty special for them. It was one of the first things that Curtis Francois said to me when I saw him in Victory Lane, the owner of the track. He said, "We set a record today." I said, "What happened?" And he said, "We set a record for passes and lead changes, most importantly. 21 lead changes. That was a track record for Worldwide Technology Raceway in this IndyCar race. 21 lead changes. That is a ton for those cars that go that quick on that track with that tight turn 1 and 2 and then the open 3 and 4. The guys just had some fun with it. And it was a 1.25 mile oval that I think a lot of people wondered through the years what it was going to be like for NASCAR Cup, what it was going to be like for IndyCar. Well, the drivers can't say enough about it. They really enjoy it. It's not a short track. It's not a huge track. It's kind of a medium size, but it's designed for speed and strategy. And, it's really fun to get through all of those laps unscathed, and it's hard. And Joseph Newgarden did it. He won the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, continuing his dominance of Worldwide Technology Raceway. He has won it now 5 times as he wins over pole sitter Scott McLaughlin following a red flag restart with 6 laps remaining to secure his second win of the season, 31st of his career. He is now 10th all time. And Newgarden overcame a late spin. He had a spin in lap 196. In lap 252, 8 laps before the end, there was a crash in the restart. He was kind of stopping and starting according to Will Power. Didn't like that. Actually gave him the finger, I saw on video. And then McLaughlin, I think, had some words for him. Their teammates were not pleased with how that all went down. But as you hear in this interview with Newgarden, he's not so sure that he was at fault there, although he feels bad about what happened. Let's take a listen. This is, again, a guy in Joseph Newgarden, I think, who is a class act. Let's hear it. Well, we'll see if we can. I don't know what happened. Suddenly the audio is not working on here. Let me work on that while I talk my way through it. So again, Newgarden gets himself in position to win. He is a class act, and somebody here he is who I think is a great representative of this track and IndyCar overall, a multiple Indianapolis 500 winner. Joseph Newgarden, great to see you in Victory Lane again. We make a habit of this. 5 times you have won the Bommarito Automotive Group 500.
It's been great. This track's been good to Team Penske. It's been good to me. Enjoy coming here. The crowd looks good tonight. Looks really good, almost double last year. So I think we've made good progress as far as, this date when IndyCar comes here. This is an IndyCar track. We've typically always had a stronghold here. It's a Midwest, type of town. And a lot of people come from Indy. So I love coming here. I love the style of racing. Tonight was probably one of the best races I think we've had here. We had a second lane. People were, going fast and able to get through traffic, and that makes a difference. When it's a one-lane racetrack, it's hard to make the race good. But tonight we had 2 lanes to work, which made a big difference.
Yeah, I believe they set a record this track for passes for this race. That wouldn't surprise you.
No. I mean, tonight people could pass, and if we could bottle that and just have it like that every year, we would. It's tougher than it looks. I mean, there's things that change the tires change every year. The aero package changes. The car's a little different. We're running hybrid. It's a little heavier. So when all that stuff happens, the racing changes, and you're trying to, formulate a good race where people have the ability to use both lanes, and it doesn't always, work out. But tonight it did, and, we need to probably keep this package for next year because it was just about perfect.
It's a championship chase, and at this time of year, things get hot. Restart, 8 laps to go. How do you break that down?
Well, I mean, it's the worst thing you see happen is a wreck that takes your teammate out. It looks like he got run into by somebody that timed it wrong. For me, I was trying to go pretty late, basically as late as I could. And when I watched it on TV and the replay, it looked like race control went green just momentarily before I went, and that created an accordion effect on the field. So I hate it most for my teammate because he's in the championship race and it hurts his points. But I think he can still recover and be good. It's just, it was a good race up to that point, so it was tough that it ended like that. But I look at the entire thing as in totality, and I think it was a really good show.
Finally, Joseph, this puts you 10th all time in race wins. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good run. I want to keep going. I feel like we can do more. But I'm motivated because I feel like we have the potential to win every weekend. And when you see that potential, it motivates you to keep going and keep pushing. And that's where we're at.
Congratulations. Always good to see you in St. Louis. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Joseph Newgarden on KMOX.
There he is, Joseph Newgarden. Oh, and there was a crowd of people watching us. It was fun. Fun to be up on stage with him. And again, he explained that pretty well, I thought. So just so you understand, when they come around turn 4, they attack. As soon as that green hits after a caution, they go. And what he's saying is that green, he kind of hesitated, and then the green went, and then he went, and it caused what he called an accordion effect. I mean, a car actually went airborne there for a minute on that crash, and they pulled out the red flag, had to stop the race for a little while, clean the track, and then finish the final 8 laps, 6 after the restart. Joseph Newgarden wins the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, which actually will be Father's Day weekend next year. So just a 10-month layoff until the next one. And then they're going to have a special announcement about NASCAR upcoming, as Chris Blair teased us on a previous Sports on a Sunday Morning. Oli Marmol is going to join us in 1 minute. We will have him next.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right, just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds. And then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Now the Manager's Chat, presented by Siteman Cancer Center. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
Dodgers down to their last strike. Lux is 0 for 3 here tonight. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. Helsley shuts the door. The Cardinals pick up the win, 5-2. Andre Palante wins his 5th, and the Cardinals have tied the series at 1 apiece.
Yes, indeed. Ricky Horton with the call last night as the Cardinals even that series with a very nice win, 4-2 at Busch Stadium, or 5-2 at Busch Stadium over the Dodgers. The insurance tally by Arenado, 3 home runs in the game. Burleson win Arenado, and you heard the last out on a perfect ninth by Ryan Helsley. We welcome in manager Oliver Marmol, joining us live from Busch Stadium. Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Doing well. I know you like hearing that highlight. Tradition is when I have you on after a win, we play that final call, and it was a good one, a good game, a second actually game in a row that you've hit 3 home runs. This time you came out on top.
No doubt. And we're going to need it. Offense doing a really nice job of putting together some good a good approach against some good arms. But yesterday was a good one for them. The day before, unfortunately, we came up a little bit short, but overall the approach has been better, and we're going to need some real offense moving forward.
Yeah, you are. And I know with runners in scoring position, you want to cash in. I always look at runners in scoring position as a tale of 2 things, because one, it's good that you put a lot of people on and that you have that many opportunities, but you want to be able to deliver. Delivering with the long ball isn't that bad, though. I know that if you could find the secret to unlock the offense, you do it. It's just sometimes it's a work in progress, isn't it?
It's been that all year, and it's been tough and frustrating for a lot of people. Definitely, Turner and that group are working hard at it. The players are frustrated with the runners in scoring position conversation, because even last night, we were 1 for 9 with the runners in scoring position. We hit some homers, which allowed us to win. But at the end of the day, being able to create those opportunities hasn't been an issue. It's cashing in. And in order for us to get to the playoffs, we're going to have to start cashing in on those opportunities.
Yeah, it's not pointing the finger at one person. I know that the big dogs and Goldschmidt and Arenado get a lot of attention, and rightfully so, because they've been MVP candidates. But it's really, I would exclude Burleson and Wynn probably from this, but I think that a lot of people in this lineup wish they could do more. And even some of your younger guys who have developed right into veterans like a Nootbaar or a Gorman, you could ask more of them, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's fair. And but when we talk about runners in scoring position, we've talked about this before. Like, those guys aren't feeling good with no runners on. Yeah. So what makes you think they're going to feel good with runners on? It's just they're not in a great place mechanically, and Lars has talked about it quite a bit as far as what he's trying to do with his mechanics and separating it when he gets into the game and just kind of playing with some freedom and letting his ability and athleticism come into play. But both those guys that you just mentioned are working hard at it. Unfortunately, they're just not having the type of seasons that they wish they would have. And you look at Gorman, he's popped some homers, but this is a guy that's working hard at just making more contact and giving himself a shot. Newt, but runs his scoring position, has been on the ground quite a bit, and he's looking to be able to groove his swing and get the ball kind of lifted a little more. And if you look at what he did in 22, there's a good stretch there where he was doing what he wanted in those type of situations, and we're trying to get back to that.
I watched Arenado's interview with Rosenthal after the game, and he said something, he said, that's more like me. He plays a good third base. We know that, but hitting a home run and contributing, you could just tell it was like a little bit of a weight off of his shoulders. He really puts a lot on himself, I feel like.
Yeah. More than anybody I've ever been around. He wears it hard, and he's a competitor, man. He wants to win, and he knows what's on the line, and he feels the pressure of having to perform every night and the frustration of not being able to deliver to the degree that he's wanted to this year. But it's not a lack of concentration or focus or effort or work. This guy's, one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. And the game starts, and he's going to give you his best shot. And last night it was fun to see him kind of trot around the bases after a homer.
You start off when you face the Dodgers facing Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. You talk about MVP candidates. There they are, right in your face. And Andre Palante was one cool customer last night, I thought. He really looked like he was in control and not fazed by that, not intimidated whatsoever. How has he performed, and how did he give you 7 strong yesterday?
He's done an incredible job, and we're continuing to see him build off of each outing, get better with each outing, how he's using his stuff, locating that sinker, and then just the confidence, man. A big part of this game is just having confidence and believing in yourself and having others believe in you. And he's taken them out with a certain presence that has allowed him to do exactly that. But yesterday, I mean, to your point, Otani, Betts, Freeman, that's a real 1, 2, 3. One of the best you're going to see in the game. And he was very good last night.
He was, and it's a breath of fresh air, certainly, to see him succeeding, and he's got that live arm. Your rotation, while solid, I wondered what you think, and obviously you know more than anybody what they're going through health-wise. Are they worn down? I mean, are they at this point in the season? What do you think about your veterans?
Yeah, it's a good question. I wouldn't say worn down. But we have gone through a little bit of ups and downs. When you look at the stretch of games that we were able to win, and everyone was talking about the best record in the National League for about a 5 to 6 week period, man, those guys for 50 straight days had one of the best ERAs in baseball, and did a really nice job of getting us out of that rut that we were in early in April, and positioning us to take our best shot towards the end here. They've thrown a decent amount of innings. When you look at their workload, you also look at our bullpen's workload, and it's been real. Some of our guys in that pen could use the extra day from time to time, and we're going to have to give it to them. So yes, to answer your question, I mean, I think certain guys are going to need a second win here to finish strong.
You hadn't seen Helsley for a week. I think it was August 9th was his last outing. So he gets out there, and of course that's partly because Cincinnati did what they did, and you weren't able to get into a position to try to close out a game. Helsley looked great. Romero looked great. I'm curious about your bullpen. How are you using it right now, and trying to go with an order here? Kittredge has been somebody who's been a stalwart for you late in the game. I did see Fernandez up in the 8th instead of Kittredge. How is the health of everyone right now?
Yeah, it's a little dicey at the moment, but I mean, the guys will make it through. You had King was unavailable a couple of days ago due to some lower back stuff, but he's feeling a little better. Hopefully he's able to go today. Fernandez was dealing with some low back stuff in Cincy, and my hesitation in using him the other night, just not knowing what it would look like, but he came out and ball was coming out really well. So I feel like we're on the other side of that. And then yesterday, the reason Fernandez was up over Kit, just during the middle of the day during BP, Kit locked up and couldn't go. So to answer your question, there's some guys that are beat up. They'll be fine, but there's a couple guys that can use a couple days here. So we'll have to navigate that and kind of mix and match and take our best shot.
Well, I appreciate the answer. And I know you've been asked this question about 100 times, but bear with me. Jordan Walker. So, Jordan comes up. He was your number one prospect. He comes up and plays last year, plays at a high level, plays all the time. I don't know what my expectation was. Mine, I guess, was that he's hitting consistently in Memphis. He's going to come up and join this team. I wasn't sure how much playing time he would get. You basically, the call up was not just to give Jordan the time, but it was out of need. Oli, you wanted him to be up because you lacked more batters who could face left-handed pitching.
Yeah, let's talk through that. I don't have an issue talking through that one because I've gotten the question quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And there's some assumptions of if you call a kid up, you play him every day compared to the situation that we're currently in. So Carp goes down with an injury. He was going to be unavailable for that series in Cincy. So therefore it's hard to just play a man short. So we make the move. And what you're thinking through here is this, and a couple of things come to mind. You need someone that could play the outfield if you're going to make that move, because our biggest issue has been production against left-handed pitching. So being able to pick a spot for either a Donovan, a Burleson, or a Newt to be on the bench and come off the bench and play somebody against a left-hander, it preferably be somebody that could kind of roam the outfield, because Pages is catching and Contreras is going to take the DH spot against left-handed pitching. So that eliminated at the time some of the other options. And when you look at Walker, one of the questions that was brought up is, all right, he's a reverse split guy. Well, one, it's not an extreme reverse split guy, but I understand the argument. The better question isn't that he hits right-handers better than he hits left-handers as much as does he hit left-handers better than our left-handers hit left-handers? And the answer to that is 100% yes. And then the next question you need to ask yourself is, does he hit right-handers better than our left-handers hit right-handers? And Burleson's done a nice job. Donnie's done a nice job. Newt's in a little bit of a funk, and he's working on getting back on track. But our need was for someone to come in and help against left-handed pitching. That is what he came up here to do based on an injury. So that is his role at the moment, and we'll continue to monitor where we're at.
Have you has that lineup been released yet? Is he facing Kershaw today?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I would assume so if you just went through the lefty discussion there.
I said he's facing lefties.
Yeah. I was looking at the weird numbers on Pham against Kershaw, hitting 0.56 against him in 18 at bats. I just found that interesting. How has Pham been?
He's been really good, man. Love having just his overall personality and competitive mindset in that clubhouse and the way he approaches every at bat. Albert would talk about it all the time, especially during spring training. He'd say, like, every year I try to get better at not giving away at bats. And some may hear that and be like, why would you ever give away an at bat? But there's 162 games. There's times these guys go to the plate and swing at a first pitch and pop up and come in the dugout and be like, man, I wasn't truly locked in for that at bat. I felt like I gave that one away. And Albert would say, I went from giving away double digit at bats to, man, can I get to the point where I just give like no more than a handful of at bats away in a year? And every year he tried to get better and better. When you look at Pham, that's what he does. Like, he never takes an at bat where he's not completely locked in, has a plan and an approach of what he's trying to do. And sure, there's times he's going to get beat, but it's not because he wasn't prepared for the at bat, and that's what I love about him. He's just not going to give a pitch away, and it's a grind of an at bat. I love it.
It is the Cardinals and the Dodgers this afternoon at 1:15. The Cardinals going for a series win, day off tomorrow, and then the Brewers come into town. You try to chop into that lead. There's still time, although it's been a difficult stretch, I know. Last thing for you, Oli, is, and you're good at this, giving us the vibe of the clubhouse. What is it like now as you sit here a game under 500 and going after today?
No different than before, and that's just not me putting it out there and wanting to fake our way through it. The reality is you got a group that's really focused, going to take their best shot, and if we're good enough, we're good enough, and if we're not, we're not. But as far as coming in every day with a good vibe and energy and focus and enthusiasm to the game and just playing it the right way, man, these guys are locked in. At the end of the day, we're going to peak up, and our group, either we're going to be good enough as a group or we're not. But as far as being locked in and getting after it today, I picked this group, man. I love the group in that clubhouse and the staff that we have, and we're going to continue to go out there and do what we do, man. Sonny
Gray against Clayton Kershaw, big crowd, Busch Stadium. You got Jason Tatum and Kachuk throwing out the first pitch. It would be pretty fun. A lot of celebs in the house. Oli Marmol, we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
You got it, man.
Always good to get the info from the Cardinals manager himself on these Sunday mornings. It's a real treat. John Mozeliak, the president of baseball operations, with us in 1 hour at 11:30 as we get to visit with him and ask him some questions about this team and where it is headed and what it has done. We'll also talk to Lutz Pfannenstiel, who has St. Louis City SC ready for a match coming up on the 24th at Portland. In the meantime, Katie Shields has a soccer match on Thursday. Her team will be taking on the third-ranked team in the country, BYU. But you know what? SLU's ranked 12th in the country. One of the best women's soccer teams in America sits right here in St. Louis. Katie Shields joins us next. We'll talk some college football as well here in this 10 o'clock hour and a little NFL. Get you ready for your fantasy teams. Lutz Pfannenstiel, 11:15. John Mozeliak, 11:30. And the Backstoppers. What an incredible thing they do for families of fallen first responders. That's on the way at 11:45. But before we take you to Cardinal baseball on KMOX.
Get your laugh on with me, Chris Jericho, and the Talk is Jericho podcast. We've got Guns N' Roses Hall of Famer Duff McKagan and his joke of the week every Friday, plus regular visits from the hilarious Brad Williams and special appearances by everyone from Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, Mark Maron, Dennis Miller, Cheech Marin, Kevin Nealon. If they're funny, they're on Talk is Jericho. So listen to and follow Talk is Jericho now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Nobody wants a surprise in their jelly donut. It's toothpaste? That's because the middle is the most important part. At Graybar, we're at the middle of electrical and datacom jobs across the country, connecting installers, facility managers, and business owners with smart solutions for their most challenging projects, which means stocking and delivering crucial products on time and on budget with no surprises, thanks to our nationwide logistics network. Yep, Graybar does that.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law, voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis. Our attorneys will hold truck drivers and owners accountable. We stand up to big trucking companies to get you the compensation you deserve. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law today for a free review. 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9 all zeros.
Let's face it, planning for retirement can be overwhelming and stressful. And things like record inflation, rising interest rates, the threat of a recession, and the possibility of Social Security disappearing all feel like roadblocks to reaching that retirement finish line. All of these issues can have a major impact on your life savings. So the question is, what are you doing about it? Join the All Financial Group August 22nd and the 27th at Cooper's Hawk for a presentation providing you with the tools, insight, and proven strategies that can help you overcome these retirement roadblocks. Seating is limited and you must qualify to attend. Call 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
At California Psychics, we know that when you haven't found love, it feels like everyone else has. Every movie has a love interest. Every song is a love song. Where are all the songs about cats? Or the joy of early bedtimes? And of course, the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to help you find the one. We connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So you could be feeling all lovey-dovey real soon. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates are pleased to welcome Dr. Samuel Berry to the practice. He joins Drs. Birdie, Malhotra, Brasati, and Royer as the Doctors' Doctors. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
It's August already. Summer is over. The kids are going back to school, but it might be a perfect time for you to call Chesterfield Fence and Deck and start planning ahead for next spring and summer. Or maybe you're thinking about ways to use your outdoor space more year-round. Well, Chesterfield Fence and Deck does a fantastic job with custom sunrooms and screen rooms, so that you can really get a 3 or 4 season use and really enjoy fall and winter in your outdoor space. They also do a great job at Chesterfield Fence and Deck with fences and decks, patios, pergolas, and so much more. So whether you're looking to get a project done this year or planning ahead for next, they do free in-home design and free in-home estimates, or stop by and see Chesterfield Fence and Deck at their beautiful showroom and warehouse in the Chesterfield Valley. Mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 20% off your next project. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Visit them online now at chesterfieldfence.com.
Hello, my name is Chad Clayman with Clayman Group, where you can find us online at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com. Do you have a house that you'd like to sell as is and not deal with the market? Maybe you have a tenant not paying the rent or a house in disrepair and you want a simple solution for your sale? We've been in business for over 88 years and we've helped thousands of people sell their house in as-is condition with no middleman involved. Reach out today at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com, and receive an offer today.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back. Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. Cardinal baseball coming your way at 1:15 today. Cards and Dodgers. You can hear our interview with Oli Marmol last segment by going to the Odyssey app or just visit our Sports on a Sunday morning podcast page. Joined now by the leader of St. Louis women's soccer, St. Louis University, playing number 3 BYU on Thursday at Herman Stadium. We're joined by Katie Shields, the head coach of the Billikens. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Tom. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. You're the 12th ranked team in the nation, and you'll be taking on number 3 BYU. Already have a regular season game under your belt, and that was this past week. You took on Kansas City, and also you took on some rain, didn't you? There was lightning and all kinds of stuff going on.
We did. It wasn't the ideal, home opener. Game actually got called short just with storms in the area and after several delays. So, we're looking forward to Thursday night having a full game, full opportunity to play BYU.
And an opportunity to show your fans what you have. You have another great team coming back, don't you?
We do. We've got what we think one of the most experienced and talented teams in the country, with also some really exciting newcomer and new players in our roster.
And you have a team that's really in the spotlight. You have 3 players who have earned All-America honors. That's the only team in the nation that features that. Tell me about them, Katie.
Yeah, they're go straight up through our spine. So, it's also special to have that kind of your foundation. So Emily Percelli, native St. Louisan, she's been in the goal as our goalkeeper for her entire career here. Just, I believe, one of the best in the country, always comes up in big games, big moments for us. And then right in front of her is our center back, Lindsay Heckel, 2-time All-American, academic All-American last year, and just an elite athlete, competitor, and a real offensive weapon also at times on attacking plays. And then out front, up top, our center forward, Emily Gaby, kind of had a breakout junior season, and I'm one of the most lethal scorers in the country. So those 3 kind of lead the way, but they've got tons of teammates that on a given day are just as dangerous and just as talented.
Yeah, they're all special. Gaby with 16 goals. That is a school record, and also a school record 41 points, the breakout season that Coach Shields is talking about. Katie, she has 32 goals and 82 points. It is not out of the question that she could topple the SLU career records of 41 goals and 105 points.
She could, she's only going to have 4 years to do it, where the one who has that record had 5 seasons. So that even just speaks to her abilities and her talent. But it's also, she's just a very humble kind of servant leader of the program. And so when you have one of your hardest workers, most humble people also being one of your most productive, I like where the culture of the group is from that standpoint.
Focusing on that trio, and 2 of them in particular, Gaby and Heckel, have been semifinalists already for the Herman Trophy, the MAC Herman Trophy. Texas is the only other team with 2 previous Herman Trophy semifinalists on its 24 roster, but Percelli is also on the Herman Trophy watch list. I don't know if you know this, but the Herman Trophy is going to be in attendance for your game against BYU. I'm working with the Herman Family Foundation, and they are set on getting that trophy to the field. So it's going to be there kind of looming in the corner as you take on that big BYU team.
I didn't know that, Tom. That's pretty cool. A little incentive, maybe a peek over there from our women. But they know they've got a lot of season in front of them, and this is the next opportunity. But I think it just speaks to the work of the program and the women and the support of the community that, we have that 3 women, all from St. Louis, on that list, and just excited to see what they're able to accomplish this season.
You're a very humble person, I know. I mean, it does have a lot to do with you. I mean, this is your 12th season at SLU. I'm certain that you could have gotten the opportunity and probably have gotten some phone calls to go elsewhere, but you have stayed committed to SLU. You have a 705 winning percentage. That is 21st among active women's soccer coaches, and you've had a 794 winning percentage since 2016. I know these are numbers you're familiar with. You're going to deflect the attention to everybody, but it is pretty remarkable, the longevity that you put together here.
Yeah, though it's our staff on a day-to-day basis. At times I feel like a figurehead just because they do so much of the day-to-day, the dirty work, from recruiting to preparing the team to, late nights, early mornings. But then also I'm just so proud to represent SLU and the investment that the institution has made in our staff, our women, and our program. And that comes from Dr. Costello to, our director of athletics, Chris May, and they've made SLU women's soccer one of the best places to play college soccer in the country. And so, we believe that we can climb up to the top to, truly compete for and win a national championship. So, in my mind, this is the place to be.
I got a text from one of my Indiana fraternity brothers during the off season, and he lives in Wisconsin. He has a student at Marquette, a child at Marquette, and he said, "Tell me about Chris Allen." And I said, well, I'll tell you this, coming from an unbelievable staff, and I know that Katie Shields thinks very highly of the new women's soccer coach at Marquette. Tell me about that. It's probably bittersweet. Of course, you want to stay with Chris, but you understand what that means.
Yeah, he's one of my closest friends in the world. And I'm just so happy for him. He's beyond ready to have an opportunity to lead a program. I think Marquette kind of hit it out of the park with him. He had many opportunities over the years. And this one was just the right place at the right time and full of energy, really fun, coach, but also, I think he's going to really push, and I believe you'll see some similar progress to what we've been able to do over time with him. But, just happy for him, in touch with him on a daily basis, and excited to see what's ahead for him.
That's pretty cool. You'll be, again, taking on BYU. Before we go, tell me about them. They're number 3 for a reason.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're a national semifinalist last year, played in the Final Four. They are, I think they're similar to us in a lot of ways. They're very dynamic, athletic. They like to play at 100 miles an hour. So it's going to be an end-to-end game Thursday night. They return a bunch of experience, as do we. And so we took them toe-to-toe in Provo last year, 3-2, and just excited for, a chance to have them at Herman in front of hopefully what is an amazing crowd and display of college women's soccer.
The weather is going to be spectacular. A high of 81, low 55, sunny skies on Thursday, Herman Stadium. And then the following night, Indiana plays the SLU men. I mean, what a great back-to-back. By the way, the Herman Trophy will be at both of those games. But Herman Stadium, as we wrap up here, Katie, just you mentioned it, the crowd and the kids I know that also show up, the girls who want to grow up and be soccer players and see these players, students. What is that atmosphere all like?
Again, I believe it's the best in college soccer. You mentioned us and then the men. I can't imagine 2 better games back to back across the country. But it's just it's a beautiful setting right here in the heart of campus, looking over downtown. And when this place is packed, and it is, and I'm actually standing on Herman Stadium as we talk, but it's just there's nothing more magical, and that is what the St. Louis community does for us. They support. We are the premier women's soccer team in St. Louis, and we feel that, and our women take that seriously with a lot of pride.
And the Cardinals have a day game that day, so make your evening plans at Herman Stadium. Do a little double dip here in the city. Katie, we appreciate this very much. Good luck to the Billikens on Thursday, and thanks for being with us as always.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Head coach of St. Louis University women's soccer, Katie Shields, with us on KMOX. We'll come back, talk a little college football. Lutz Pfannenstiel from City joins us at 11:15.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
For eligible individuals 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates pleased to welcome Dr. Samuel Berry to the practice, cornea surgeon with the latest knowledge and techniques for advanced eye care. 314-966-5000.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
How would you like to upgrade your windows and doors with just one phone call? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you call Renewal by Andersen, you can meet with them on a date and time that you choose. They don't waste your time having you sit around all day long waiting for them to show up. You can trust that they will be there when they say they'll be there. Plus, Renewal by Andersen will be your only point of contact through the entire project, so you won't have to deal with separate manufacturers or installers. And there are Acclaim windows. Go ahead and compare them to vinyl. You will be amazed at the difference. They are durable, low maintenance, and beautiful. And right now, during Renewal by Andersen's big 1 month only sale, take $329 off every window and $729 off every patio door with 0% interest for 36 months. Call 314-720-9200. 314-720-9200. That's Renewal by Andersen, 314-720-9200.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, we've got an hour to clean both cars. Grab the buckets. Cool. I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protectant is awesome, so we're going to try some of their other stuff. Grab me that bottle of wash.
Whoa, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that citrus is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose.
Hey!
I don't see a bucket yet.
303 Car Care, driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
We've had a busy show thus far. Joseph Newgarden, the winner of the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway, joined us. A 5-time winner at that track. Just unbelievable. We also heard from Cardinals manager Oli Marmol and SLU women's coach Katie Shields. Here's the lineup. He told us before the lineup was released that Jordan Walker was going to be in it. Here's your lineup today for the Cardinals. Blaze, Contreras, Fantastic, Nato, Goldie, Donnie, Walker, Poppy, VS2, and Plant Daddy. You're like, Tom, what is wrong with you? What are you talking about? That is the Players Weekend nicknames for the Cardinals. So if you would like the actual lineup, here it is. Blaze is Mason Wynn. He is the shortstop today. He is batting first. Contreras, obviously, is Contreras. He is the DH. Fantastic is Tommy Pham, as you probably would have guessed. Nato, you know him, Arenado. Goldie is Paul Goldschmidt. Donnie is Brendan Donovan. Walker is Jordan Walker. Poppy is Pedro Pajes. He is the catcher today. VS2, Victor Scott II, and Plant Daddy. That's Sonny Gray. Now, actually, in a previous Players Weekend, they went with, when he was with the Oakland A's, his nickname was Pickles. Pickles. They thought it was pretty funny to put Pickles on a jersey for a pitcher of Sonny Gray's caliber. Why Pickles? The reason was, he said it was a running joke inside the A's clubhouse, was that every time Gray pitched, they wore the green unis. So they're like, here we go. Gray's pitching green unis again. So they started calling him Pickles. And they just thought it was really funny. So the guys got a big laugh out of the fact that he's out there wearing a uniform that said Pickles on it. Well, apparently he's dropped Pickles and now it's Plant Daddy. So we'll have to get to the bottom of what Plant Daddy is all about. Always a mystery with Sonny Gray and his nicknames. Cardinals taking on the Dodgers this afternoon at 1:15. College football is coming on Saturday, and College Game Day will be in Dublin, Ireland, as Florida State takes on Georgia Tech. That will be the first game of the season. Looking forward to that, the first big game of the season, should I say. As you probably know, Mizzou plays the following week. They'll play on a Thursday, a night game against Murray State on SEC Network. And you'll have to wait a little while for that, as you have some games coming up this weekend. Illinois will also play on that Thursday night. They take on Eastern Illinois on Big Ten Network. But until then, that's the situation. I thought Dan Caesar did a nice job in the Post-Dispatch explaining the shuffle in college football. So I just wanted to make you aware, if you're a diehard college football fan like me and you cannot wait to get up on Saturday morning and watch games all day, or at least go in and out of games, it's going to be a little different Now, the SEC, always that staple 2:30 game, SEC, CBS, maybe the best game of the day. That is not going to be the case anymore. It's going to change. So CBS will have the Big Ten, and they're going to share that with the NBC package and Fox package. They're all going to have Big Ten games. ABC now has the SEC. So ABC will spread that around their ESPN family of networks, which includes SEC Network, but the big games will be on ABC, and they'll move it around. It won't always be 2:30. Sometimes it'll be an evening game. As Dan Caesar wrote, there will be some games that are going to be in the evening. For week 1, they have Miami, Florida at 2:30, Notre Dame, Texas A&M at 6:30. They'll also have Fox doing all kinds of stuff, including a Friday night game that'll be happening. So the Big 10, Big 12, Mountain West will be part of that. Arizona at Kansas State will be the first one, September 13th. Illinois will have the following Friday at Nebraska. So they'll be part of the Friday night festivities. So there's some changes just to be aware of for college football, so you're not lost in that first full Saturday. Coming up this Saturday, they'll have College Game Day again, coming from Dublin with Florida State taking on Georgia Tech. Oh, I know the Bears fans were all riled up yesterday because Caleb Williams was playing at home at Soldier Field. He looked pretty good, actually, as the Bears have themselves a quarterback, it does appear. Good impression. He was the number 1 overall pick, ran for a touchdown, led 2 scoring drives. Bears beat the Bengals 27-3. How about Patrick Mahomes throwing a behind-the-back pass to Travis Kelce? He's never done that before. He's fooled around with it, but he's never completed one during a game, and he did that with Kelce. That was kind of cool for the Chiefs. We'll come back. Lutz Pfannenstiel at 11:15. We'll lead off the hour with some Cardinals discussion on KMOX.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Glickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right, just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds, and then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
The Streamline Cheetah is fast. Turbocharged race cars, even faster. And rockets that can escape the Earth's gravity to explore space, they're the fastest. Yet still, those are nothing compared to the faster-than-fast response you'll get when you phone Jerry Kelly. If your AC's gone kerplunk, they'll hustle and be there quick as a bunny. Cool comfort matters to you, you bet. And it really matters to Jerry Kelly Heating and Air. Schedule online now at JerryKelly.com.
Hey guys, Glover here to tell you about my friends at Zero Res Carpet Cleaning. So let me start this off very practically. If you hear me say carpet cleaning and you wonder to yourself, I wonder if my carpets need cleaned. Yes, the answer is yes, they absolutely do. Unless you've had a really good professional carpet cleaning business like Zero Res, clean your carpets in the last couple of years, you need it. And if you've never had it done, you need it pretty badly. I have good news. We have a great monthly deal for you. $119 will get you 3 rooms of carpeting pre-treated and Zero Res clean, which means until you're happy, with a 30-day gotta love it guarantee. Remember that the air ducts in your home are basically the lungs of your home, and about 40 pounds, believe it or not, of dust and pet dander and dead skin cells and all the nastiness of the world gets in your house every year. All you have to do to take advantage of this is call 314-474-2020. We'll take 20% off the air duct cleaning, and again, $119 for 3 rooms of carpeting. Zero Res, spell it forward, spell it backwards. It always sounds the same. Zero Res.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan. If you haven't been to our Inverness community, don't wait. We are in our final phase. Conveniently located at Bryan and Feisey Road, not only will you get the legendary McKelvey quality, you will experience the extensive walking trails, 4 lakes, and pocket parks. We will build to order or select from one of our move-in ready designer market homes and save thousands, including our Sterling Ranch that has special 3.9% financing if qualified. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Monica Ricks. Democrats are gearing up for their big convention this week in Chicago, and we just learned former First Lady Michelle Obama will be speaking tomorrow night alongside Hillary Clinton and President Biden. The party also set to present its platform to the country. Political expert Amy Dacey.
There's what happens certainly in the hall, but you want to share that message outside, and people do consume news and information in different ways. I think you've seen a lot of engagement with people who are on social platforms who are sharing this information.
Part of it will focus on the economy and lowering costs for families, as well as issues like gun violence and restoring abortion rights. The polls are tightening up, too, in many battleground states, but New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu says Donald Trump would have a bigger lead if he just quit his personal attacks against Harris. Sununu on CNN this morning.
Almost any other Republican candidate would be winning this race by 10 points. And so the message is very clear. If you stick to the issues, if you stick to what matters, this should be an easy race for Donald Trump. It really should.
Trump still leads with people who say the economy is a major factor. Ernesto is now a tropical storm, but could become a hurricane again by tomorrow. Zach Taylor's tracking it with the National Hurricane Center.
Ernesto has moved away from Bermuda and is going to continue to move well out to sea over the next several days. But the key point there, that even though the forecast is to remain well offshore the East Coast, there's going to be these swells that are generated by the tropical storm, and that's going to affect much of the East Coast.
Protesters have hit the streets again in Venezuela.
Get out Maduro. In the capital, Caracas, and across the world, Venezuelans protested an election they and international observers say was stolen.
We have the majority of the country, we have the proof, and we have the support of the international community, especially of the democracies of the world.
But President Nicolas Maduro insists he's not going anywhere.
That's CBS's Vicky Barker reporting. One of the biggest stars in French film, Alain Delon, who was famous for his roles in movies like The Talented Mr. Ripley, has died. Caroline Wyatt's with the BBC.
Delon's opinions proved controversial with younger generations, not least his support for his friend Jean-Marie Le Pen, founder of the far-right Front National. When Delon was awarded an honorary Palme d'Or at Cannes in 2019, the festival defended the move, saying it wasn't awarding a Nobel Peace Prize, but honoring a magnificent actor for his life's work.
Delon was 88 years old. French President Emmanuel Macron described him as a French monument. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At 11:03, we have partly cloudy skies and 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, another 1,000 St. Louis public school kids don't know how they'll get to their first day of class tomorrow.
A bus company for the city district, Extra Care Services, has let officials know that they will not be able to provide 6 buses. That move affects about 1,000 students in over 20 schools. Officials say just over 600 student families have decided to provide their own rides to school. Some 1,600 children are expected to take Metro Transit. More than 6,000 are expected to use hired drivers, such as taxis. And about 6,500 students hope to take a regular school bus to class. Julie Carpenter, KMOX News.
Police Chief Troy Doyle is thanking the Ferguson community for its support shown to the police department. In a Facebook post yesterday, the chief said his immense gratitude and deep appreciation for the outpouring of prayers, messages, and kindness. He also says the department won't, quote, allow the outside world to define our story. A 20-year-old Collinsville man will be spending the next 40 years in prison. Albert Campos was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty to the shooting death of Miguel Villegas de Santiago, who was 18, also from Collinsville. Campos shot the man as he sat in a pickup truck outside a home on Princeton Avenue. Democratic State Representative Donna Behringer is out of terms in Jeff City. So what's next? She might run for an office in the city of St. Louis. She's not sure which one, though.
I am looking at what is out there starting in 2025. And once I figure out where I'm a best fit, then I will make the announcement.
She says the city's fiscal future is a top priority for whatever position she files for. Controller and mayor are both on the ballot next year. Nice afternoon, high of 85. Overnight, into the upper 60s. Tomorrow, 84. A beautiful day on Tuesday. High of 80. 79 on Wednesday. Right now, it's 78 degrees in St. Peter, 77 in Florissant, and 77 downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
There's a pitch he turns on. That's going down the right field line, and that is a home run. Alec Burleson with a 2-run homer to give the Cardinals a 3-1 lead. I mean, he turned on that pitch, and it left as quick as a hiccup.
Yes, it did. Mike Claiborne with a nice call there on KMOX. How about Alec Burleson, who is not in the lineup today? If he was, you would know because his nickname is Biscuits. Biscuits would be in the lineup today, but Biscuits is not in the lineup. He'll be looming on the bench, though, ready to take a rip. He actually leads this team in home runs as the Cardinals take on the Dodgers today. Welcome back to the show. Good to be with you. John Mozeliak will be joining us at the bottom of the hour, 11:30. We turn it over to Joe Pott in our pregame following the noon news, 12:20 for network pregame. Here's, you ever look through stats? This may or may not surprise you, but Alec Burleson is absolutely dominating right now on this ball club. He leads this team in batting average, home runs, RBIs. He is the Triple Crown leader on the St. Louis Cardinals. Alec Burleson is hitting .278 with 21 home runs and 70 RBIs. He leads the Cardinals in all three categories. If you predicted that at the start of the 2024 season, you were lying. There's no chance that anyone, not a soul, predicted that Alec Burleson would be leading the team in those three categories, as promising as his future looked, because he was hitting the ball very hard. We all saw the numbers. And then, the bad luck hitting in right at people over and over and over. Well, things have started to turn for Burleson. What a special time it is going to be for Burley moving forward. I really think that this is one of the great stories of the Cardinals. .278, 21 home runs, 70 RBIs as he launches his career, and that's not all. He's leading this team in slugging percentage at .465. He's leading this team in OPS at .776. Burleson and the Cardinals moving forward. The downside of that is that's not good for the rest of the team because Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras has had some injuries, et cetera. Gorman, was thought to lead this team in home runs. I predicted that he would anyway. He has 19, tied for second with Goldschmidt. Burley leading with 21 home runs. Contreras has 15, Arenado 13, hit one yesterday. Mason Wynn, who can hit him, is in double digits now with 11 home runs. In terms of batting average, this is where it gets really tough to read sometimes. So Wynn and Burleson have been great. Burleson 278, Wynn 277. I know those aren't sizzling batting averages. We're used to 300 being top of the line or close to it, but considering where those two players are in their careers, facing big league pitching season long, those are really good numbers. They've had great years. Brendan Donovan's a veteran at this point, hitting .269. Arenado's just a touch below him at .268. Then you have Goldie at .229 and Gorman at .205. Those are the six on this team who have the at-bats to qualify for the batting average lead in Major League Baseball. And, Goldie and Arenado used to flirt with who would be at the top in all of those categories, and now it is Burleson. So there's still time for those players to have a strong finish to the year. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, there's not a lot of time here to catch up to the Milwaukee Brewers, who will be here on Tuesday. The Cardinals are 61-62. They are a game under 500. They have played 123 games, and this is where they are right now at 61-62, 4 games out in the wild card, and in the division, they are 10 games out. The Cardinals take on a Dodgers team that is in the NL West heated race. They are 2 games in front of the Padres and 3 games in front of the Diamondbacks. The race in the NL East is not close. The Phillies lead the Braves by 8 and the Mets by 9, but the Phillies and Braves, who used to battle things out, have a customer in the Mets who are knocking on the door of the wild card. The Mets are just a game out of the wild card, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. They could bounce the Braves out of there. Wouldn't that be something? The Braves have had some really bad luck this year. Mike Schilt's Padres just running away with this thing in the wild card. They're 4.5 games clear, 70-54. They've won 70 games. That's just 1 fewer than the Brewers, 2 fewer than the Dodgers, and 3 fewer than the Phillies. That's how good they've been. The Diamondbacks are the second wild card, and then the Braves 1 game in front of the Mets for the last wild card. Cardinals and Giants are 4 out of a wild card. So there's a lot of work to do. It's been so rough that the Cubs are now creeping on them. The Cubs are just 4.5 out of a wild card. So you got to find a way here to win this game today, win a series, and then the Brewers come to town. And you try to chop into it a little bit and try to figure out a way. But right now it's been a rough go since the All-Star break for the Cardinals, who have been moving along at one of the worst clips in the National League. But a good win yesterday. See if they can get one today against Clayton Kershaw, who once upon a time had struggles at Busch Stadium. It was about a decade ago now that the famous home runs and great performances by Matt Carpenter and Matt Adams, both at Dodger Stadium and Busch Stadium, actually. And I'm sure you wouldn't have to remind Kershaw of that. I'm sure he remembers that quite well. He's going to the Hall of Fame regardless. Cardinals and Dodgers this afternoon, a 1:15 start here on KMOX. If you want to go back and listen to Oli Marmol, we had a good conversation, a good heart-to-heart, I thought, about a lot of things. We'll have John Mozeliak at 11:30 here on KMOX as well. Coming up next, Lutz Pfannenstiel. He made a trade recently with Minnesota. We'll get into that and hear about his team coming up on the 24th as they visit Portland and resume the MLS schedule. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX, sponsored by Gray Bar.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Seidman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are focusing on lung cancer, and joining me is Dr. Whitney Brandt, Assistant Professor of Surgery at Washington University School of Medicine.
So a lung cancer screening exam is pretty easy. It's just a CAT scan. It's low-dose radiation, so they just put you in a CAT scan. It takes about 2 minutes to do, and then you're done.
Special thanks to Seidman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to seidman.wustl.edu.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, and you believed they'd be kept safe. But now you've learned the nursing home has violated that trust. You've discovered bed sores, broken bones, and infections. Your loved one did not receive the care they deserved. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect or abuse, call Onder Law at 844-BED-SORE. Onder Law, making a difference one case at a time.
Amy Mark scores here, and I can see clearly thanks to the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, the doctors you should trust with your eyes. Call 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday Morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Lace one off, Leuven, top of the 18, got bumped, gets it in there! Yes! He scores! Oh, Lutz! 49th minute! 1-1 in Carson!
Well, we have to do it again, buddy.
You're the rabbit spit up here, Lutz. All right. Well, right now it'd be City tied. Should we give it one of those?
Yeah, give it that one.
1, 2, 3. City tied.
And 6 minutes later, they were untied on an Edward Leuven penalty kick for a goal, a 2-1 City lead in Carson. But as it turned out, it was a loss to Club America, one of the best teams, not only in North America, but maybe on the planet. 4-2 losses they scored in the final moments. We're joined by Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director, St. Louis City SC. Good morning, Lutz.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing well. Always fun to hear you in the booth as a broadcaster yourself and a sporting director and a former player and everything else. Having your expertise and your stroke of good luck is fun, although it was short-lived, wasn't it? That was a really good team that was able to come back and beat you last weekend.
Yeah, I only stayed there normally for 3 minutes, and or maybe 4. Mm-hmm. And usually that's when we score directly after halftime. Yeah, as you said, Club America, they are a different level. We have to be fair. I mean, they dropped out yesterday, but I think we really played them tired on Tuesday. We made them work really hard. And it was some good football we played, especially with the ball attacking-wise. We created lots of chances, should have had definitely more than just 2 goals. But there's always 2 sides, and we also need to defend. And, yes, we conceded very late, but if you concede 4 goals, it's just too much again. And this is when you lose the games. So it's still the detail which is missing, in my opinion. And we have another week on the training field now to get ready for the Portland game. There is lots of promising signs, but there is still things we need to work on, of course. And I think it was a great way to have a good experience against Club America. It was a great tournament for us to get the boys on the field and really gel together and become a team. But now, it counts against Portland on Saturday away. That's a big one for us, Tom.
Absolutely. 10 days between those matches as you had the Tuesday night late game against Club America and now Portland. This is your interim coach, John Hackworth, after the game on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tom, it is. It's such an emotional, I'm literally as pissed and upset as I can possibly be. And at the same time, I'm really proud of the way we played. Congratulations to Club America, fantastic opponent. That said, I felt like we played a really good game ourselves, and until the last 20 minutes, I thought we had good control of that game.
Yeah, that sounds like a coach that knows that he was on the cusp of something epic and it just slipped away. At the same time, when he reviews it like you did, Lutz, you feel proud of the effort, don't you?
We had a good talk to the players after the game in the changing room, John and myself, and it was a loud but fair discussion. And it was a bit like John just said in that short interview, that it was a bit of a mixed emotion because there was so many good things, and in the end of the day, you're empty-handed, and it was this little defensive individual mistake to cost you the game in the end of the day. So it was an emotional roller coaster ride, that game, of course, for sure. Starting bad, coming back, and then getting beaten in the end. But that's football, and as I said, I think John figured exactly out where the issue is. We have still now new players coming in. Henry Kessler could not play, unfortunately, because he was cup-tied. Janis Horn, our German left-back, is in full training now, and Klaus, as well as Rasmus Arm, Joachim Nielsen, are starting training next weekend with the team. They're back in team training, so we are there where we wanted to be, that we have for the 9 games the maximum team selection possible, which has a big difference because now the boys need to fight for their spaces. Lots of guys who started the last 10, 12 games, they are not anymore guaranteed starters. So, we're in a busy transfer window with lots of changes, lots of adjustments. Let the games begin.
In the meantime, you've made a transaction in acquiring $50,000 in 2025 general allocation money from Minnesota in exchange for defender Anthony Markanek. And my understanding is, based on incentives, you could acquire up to an additional $100,000 in general allocation money. Can you explain what the general allocation money is?
Yeah, GAM, general allocation money, is basically the internal financial source, the dollars which are not really dollars. So it's compare it a bit when you play Monopoly, but that's basically how we're going to pay for transfers and everything else between MLS clubs. So it's just a currency which only works in the MLS, but it's worth just as much as a normal dollar when we're doing deals between the teams. For Anthony Markanek, that's a tough one, to be honest, because I really love the kid. He came in last year. He played 29 games up to date. But then again, we made changes, and it was obvious that he dropped a bit down in the ranking. And that was not a deal to make some money on Anthony Markanek. It was a deal where we know that his contract expires by the end of the season. There is 9 more games to go. Do I let a kid here sit on the bench or even on the stand, be not involved at all, or give an opportunity to go to Minnesota and again have an opportunity to develop in his career? So it's not always just the financials. He would have left by the end of the season for free, except he would have pulled the option, of course, which we had. Minnesota was interested. I think it was a good deal for all 3 parties involved, and it was a heavy heart because he's a great person. He did a great job for us, but that's the decisions you have to make. And, I wish him all the luck in the world, to be honest.
No, I understand that. And John Mozeliak, who's going to join us here in the next segment, has to go through that as well. You do have to take emotion out of some of the things that you do. It's not easy to do, though. I mean, we're all human. I mean, we're talking about human beings moving back and forth, and certainly relationships are built, but that is part of the job, isn't it, Lutz, that you're trying to build this franchise to take it where it needs to be?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's, you still have to keep the human side in there as well. I think this is important that, just looking at numbers, we have to realize that boys, that human beings with families, with girlfriends, with wives, with dogs, with kids, or whatever else they have. It's always like that in a trade window. That it can get you without really expecting it. From my side, there is never any bad feeling involved. It's a decision we have to take in some moments. I don't appreciate if players who are leaving then trying to be funny and kick back, kick out and start to talk after a deal is done. But that happens as well sometimes, and that's just part of the game as well.
Just a couple of things left for Lutz before we talk about this Portland match. Another player that I thought was great, and we've mentioned him already. In fact, we just played his goal, and that is Indy Vassilev. He's probably the first player I ever met. Indiana Vassilev had one heck of a game, didn't he, against Club America?
Yeah, very decent game. Scored a good goal. Was very busy. Was involved. I think he was a team effort. If I have to pick out one player, for me it was Edu Löwen, which the last 2 games I thought he was absolutely unbelievable. Like that's I think the max you can go. But yes, Marcel Hartl, Indy, there was good performances, and that's what really pushes us forward. And as you said, the competition within the squad is becoming bigger and bigger. You look at Simon Becher, who came in, who scored his goals, who worked hard. Now also slowly Klaus comes out from injury, who wants his place back. So it's very good to have individual players fighting for their positions now every day on the training field because they want to play, they don't want to sit on the bench. And then also, like Indy came the last game from the bench, he took his chance, he played well, he came on again this time and he scored a goal and performed well. I think that's what the competition within the team should be. Fight for your place, don't be unfair to your teammate, and the coach selects in the end of the day. And if you play, great. And if you don't play, work hard in training and you will play again. As simple as it is.
No doubt. I'm looking forward to seeing Kessler. And we've talked about him a lot, and I've heard about not only his play and his personality, but, you mentioned Klaus and seeing everything come together. How close is Klaus? And how you're very familiar, obviously, with Portland. What do you see coming up here on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm also very excited to see Kessler play. I followed him since I actually came to the States in 2020, and that was the kid I always thought would fit very well into our locker room, but also, of course, on the field. It's not just Klaus, also Rasmus Alm, which is just as important. They will start training on Tuesday. It is not probably in the 100% full team training, but they will be involved. Let's see how they go through the week. Maybe they can be already involved in Portland on the weekend as more players which come back, as better it is for us. And we know Portland well. I mean, we played them in the league at home. We played them also in the Leagues Cup at home just a few days ago. It felt like a few days ago when we beat them. Their coach Phil Neville is one of my best friends, so I know how he thinks football and how he reads the game. So does he know how I think as well? But it's a good team. It's a team which is also hard to play, especially in Portland. They're having a really strong fan base. The artificial grass is something you need to get used to, and it's always an uncomfortable place to go. But we beat them a week ago, and we looked good against them, and we showed that we can hurt them. And I think this is the confidence. We must really go there. And we always said, Tom, remember 2 weeks ago, we are not dead yet. We still can make theoretical the playoffs. As long as we still can make it theoretical, we will fight for it, and we believe in ourselves. And that's just now step one on a 9-step journey till we see if we still can make it or not. And Portland is the start of it.
We will have that match on Y98 FM. We're very much looking forward to that. By the way, happy birthday to Rasmus Alm. Had a birthday yesterday. Looking forward to it all, Lutz, and thank you for the visit. We always love visiting with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Have a nice Sunday.
You too. The sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Lutz Van and Steel on KMOX. President of Baseball Operations, John Mozeliak, is coming up next. Cardinal baseball today against the Dodgers at 1:15.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
We're joined once again by Dr. Colleen Bosler of the Audiology Center. Doctor, let's address the elephant in the room. Over-the-counter hearing aids.
Charlie, it's no secret that a cheap amplified listening device has been on the market for years. But what makes these devices different in recent news is that they now can market them as hearing aids. So there is a newfound interest. But it's important to understand that these devices do not have a prescription for the patient's specific loss, which can be dangerous and ineffective. And at the Audiology Center, I love to help people, educate them, get them to know the major differences, and I want to guide them towards what's best for their individual needs.
Well, thank you, Doctor. Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Make an appointment today at 636-441-7470 or simply online at audiologycenterstl.com.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. While we celebrate the reversal of Roe v. Wade, there is still much work to be done to support life and pregnant women before they cross state lines. Together, we can provide the love, support, and options that women need to choose life for their children. Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Are you kidding me? You bet your britches Jerry Kelly is open. And as you might expect, we're taking this essential service thing pretty seriously. Call and buy Jiminy a nice-smelling, good-looking, extremely articulate technician will be right over. And if that's stretching it a bit, well, we promise they will have it going on. And we promise this too. Call us and we'll show up the same day. Yeah, same-day service calls from the Fix It Right, Fix It Fast folks at JerryKelly.com.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removal, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are two things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. New feature on the Odyssey app. It's a little microphone icon, and if you click on it on the KMOX stream, you can leave us a voice message, and we will go through those and play them on the air. Any comments that you have about the show, about the club, and joining us right now. I'm a little old school, though. John Mozeliak, president of baseball operations. I take phone calls like back in the day, the old sports open line where the fans dial it in. But it's a neat little feature. We'll see. I'm sure that, and good morning, by the way. Great to be with you.
Good morning.
I know that the fans right now, as you can imagine, are they're kind of hot, although they were happy yesterday with the win 5-2. But everybody involved in the organization, I'm sure, is frustrated with how this season has gone. You just haven't been able to get any traction moving forward. How are things going for you?
Well, I mean, obviously, it was not a great week. Getting swept in Cincinnati was definitely a bummer. It just really came down to they had some timely hitting, and we definitely did not. And so, when you look back at our year, there's certainly some frustration with our offense. Obviously, the season's not over tomorrow, and we got to keep competing. I think the one thing we have to do is continue to try to find that right combination to get our offense going, and we'll continue to work at that. And the other thing we have to remind ourselves is you just have to handle what you have in front of you on that day. And so as much as it can sound frustrating at times for our fan base, but it really is about just handling today and hopefully we can build off of yesterday. And so, we do still have some hope for this club. We really do, but I can understand that it hasn't gone like we had all hoped, and we're going to keep grinding, and hopefully by the time we get to the end of September, we feel good about where we are.
Yeah, you'd have to go on a tear, and not that we haven't seen this from the franchise before. We have. We've seen them go on these runs and make things either interesting or go all the way into the playoffs, and in some cases win the whole thing. To do that, John, when you see this team, what would it take for them to really go on a hot streak? I mean, what components would have to?
Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would come down to, can we start consistently scoring runs? When you simply look at what we do when we have runners in scoring position, we are just not taking advantage of those opportunities. And if we start doing that, I think brighter days are ahead. But that's the number one thing we have to do.
And you mentioned trying to find the right mix. So you look at this lineup, and you could move it around, move players in and out. That is certainly a chemistry experiment that you're working on, trying to find the right people. Jordan Walker move up was interesting. Facing lefties was really the assignment there, wasn't it? That was what I understood. Is it you wanted him to come up because you had a need there? I talked to Oli about that actually last hour.
Yeah, I think a couple things. One, he was definitely swinging the bat well, and in terms of my philosophy, in terms of how you think about young players, they really do need to be playing. So ultimately, we just have to look at what the schedule looks like, who we're facing, and map out a plan. And if we're not going to find every day at bats for him, then we may have to rethink that. But ultimately, you got to remind yourself he's still young. He's still growing as a player. And I would say like the last 5 weeks have definitely been encouraging on what we were seeing out of him. And, we have to remind ourselves and remain disciplined that we have to be patient there.
He is. He's young, no doubt about it. And your team, you got a lot of young players, some who are now getting, like Alec Burleson, some opportunities to be great. I mean, what a season he's had. I went through the stats at the start of this hour. He's your Triple Crown leader right now on this team. Really something.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Burley has stepped up, and that's great to see. I mean, I think like when you look back at this season, I'm not ready to write the final chapter on it yet, but it certainly will be, as we look back at the moment, defined as some places we weren't getting the production we hoped for. Other places we had some young people emerge. I think Burley's definitely one of them. I think Mason Wynn's another one. And so from that standpoint, you can see why the future has some excitement to it, because we do have that youth movement coming. And I think, overall, from a fan standpoint, that's pretty exciting.
I use that word opportunity. Here's one for Andre Palante. I mean, you basically said, here's your opportunity. You're in the rotation. Let's see what you can do. And for the most part, John, he's been strong. I mean, yesterday with that opportunity against the Dodgers, national TV, he didn't look intimidated at all.
Yeah, I think he's someone that, went down to Memphis, did his work, got himself to where he knew what he needed to get to. And I think the one thing that stands out to me is I feel like the game is slowing down to him. I feel like he understands what he needs to do. And the other thing that's unique is because he was almost used primarily out of the bullpen, but to see how he's maintained his strength or velocity throughout 5, 6, 7 innings, and very impressive. So it's not hard to imagine him being a future starter.
How do you see the rest of this rotation right now? I mean, obviously, you're talking about some experienced guys who hit a couple of teams. Most recently, the Reds. It just did not come through for Gray, Gibson, and for Miles Michaelis recently, but also just for Eric Fetty even. I mean, somebody you acquired. How do you see those 4 veterans right now?
I think they're all throwing relatively well. I just feel like we're kind of in that situation when we find ourselves, down a couple where there's so much pressure on the pitcher just to keep it close because we're not scoring. And I think if we can change that narrative a little bit and put up some runs, which we have done the last couple of days, it does make our starting pitchers look better, feel better, and pitch with more confidence.
You definitely have the last 2 days, 3 home runs each day. Speaking of starters, Lance Lynn, what is the latest on your veteran righty?
I do think he'll be going out for rehab here in the next week or so. So looking to get him back probably towards the end of the month or first part of September.
Do you think there's a chance you could get Siani back
this year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I would. I'm kind of hoping he's 10 days to 2 weeks type thing, but he's feeling pretty good, and we just want to make sure we're not rushing him back and be smart about it.
No, it's good to hear. He obviously has been an impact guy for you defensively for sure, and started to come around offensively as well. I'm really intrigued with this Quinn Matthews. I mean, obviously, so are you, but he goes 7 shutout last night, if people aren't aware, for Double-A Springfield. Matthews, here's his line. 7 innings, he allows no runs on 5 hits, no walks, strikes out 11. He leads the minor leagues in strikeouts. What can you say about Quinn Matthews and what he's done?
Yeah, he's very impressive. I actually watched that game in parallel with ours last night, and he was just in complete control. Obviously, a year removed from the draft. I'm probably stating the obvious, but he spent his off season incredibly well and made the most of it, but enormous talent.
Wow. And then the other one that we're keeping an eye on is JJ Weatherholt. It's all signs are good so far for somebody that probably doesn't surprise you, since you all went out and picked him out of the draft and he was so highly rated.
Yeah, I would say he's been really impressive. I actually was down in Jupiter this past week and got to see him play. And I think the one thing that also stood out is obviously everybody would agree we drafted him for his offensive upside, but he played a really good shortstop down there. And so I think the versatility he's going to provide for us in the future is going to be outstanding. I think his bat's his calling card, and I think that's going to carry him pretty quickly through the minor leagues.
I want to make sure I snuck him in there in the final part of our interview. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate the time, and best of luck today against the Dodgers.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations, always kind enough to break things down on a game day. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll take some of your questions, comments, but we'll also hear from Mike Sims. Mike with the Guns N' Hoses organization and the Backstoppers. They're doing amazing things for our first responders, and they will be celebrated at Busch Stadium coming up next month. This is Sports on a Sunday Morning. It's sponsored by Gray Bar, and we'll be back right after this.
Are you tired of those unwanted, stubborn areas of fat? Do you want to lose up to 2 inches of that fat quickly and safely? Hi, this is Dr. Michael Klickert at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and we offer the latest breakthrough treatment in fat reduction without surgery through our incredible Lumara body contouring program that gently melts fat naturally, eliminating it from your body. If you want to lose inches on your thighs, arms, waist, stomach, or back, take advantage of our limited time offer of just $69 for your first treatment, which is valued at $300. You heard that right. Just $69 for your first treatment. Visit us online at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I admit I was skeptical about body contouring at St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, but I figured, what do I have to lose except apparently inches, because they already helped me lose 40 pounds, and then they took before and after pictures while I was doing body contouring. I did 8 treatments, and you could totally see the difference. So take advantage of this limited time offer, just $69 for your first body contouring treatment, regularly $300, by calling 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
Broadcasting from the Underline Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free. with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
The Ultimate Drive, hosted by Albert Pujols and benefiting the Pujols Family Foundation, returns Monday, September 9th to Top Golf in Chesterfield. Enjoy dinner and drinks, play golf with a celebrity, and support Albert and the Pujols Family Foundation. Limited bays remain. Reserve yours today at Pujols.FamilyFoundation.org or go to KMOX.com/events for more information. The Ultimate Drive, hosted by Albert Pujols, sponsored in part by KMOX and Topgolf.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. Do not trust your BMW to some quickie lube place. Bring it to our award-winning service department. That's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
At 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we believe.
We believe in repurposing the junk we make disappear.
We donate the donatables so that a new family can love them.
Those items get a new life.
We believe in recycling the recyclables.
Raw material for brand new products.
And we believe in returning natural resources to the earth. And we believe in you.
We know you want to make a difference.
Let us help you do that.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. Save big on our ready-to-move-in market homes with 3.9% financing if qualified on selected homes. Select from a wide variety of home styles and prime locations. No worries or waiting since we have selected all the most popular features and save thousands in interest. Don't miss this opportunity to own one of these move-in ready homes. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
For eligible individuals 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. JabraEnhance.com/try.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Before we get to our special guest from the Backstoppers, I mentioned that microphone icon on our Odyssey app. When you go to the KMOX stream, you can make some comments on the show. Let's go to one right now, Drew. What do you have?
Hey, Tom, I was wondering what you think the Cardinals need to do this offseason to get them, further than they are at this point next year.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I did not bring it up with John Mozeliak because, as he said, they feel like they're still in it. Of course, he's thinking ahead, but there will be a time for us to talk about the offseason. I think if I start talking about that with him now, it feels like they're throwing up the white flag and it's over. They do still feel like they can do something here as tough as it looks, the steep uphill climb. But personally, I think they have to address offense. They have to figure out middle of the order what they need, and Paul Goldschmidt decision will be one of those things. So Goldschmidt's contract is up at the end of the year. Do they just let him go? Do they compete with somebody for him? If he gets an offer, do you get into a alternating bid with him, or do you let him go to another team and say thank you for everything? and go on to first base with Alec Burleson or whoever it is, and then address it moving forward? Or do you go out and get a hitter to join your team in the middle of the order? And where does that person play? I would assume outfield, since the outfield production has been pretty low here of late. Outside of Burleson, who's now more of a first baseman DH, I would think. And then the other thing is the rotation. You're going to have to address the fact that you have some expiring contracts in Lynn and Gibson. Michaelis will be back. Gray will be back. Fetty will be back. What do you do with the other two spots? Do you compete with Palante and everybody else, McGreevy and everybody? Or do you go and get a starter or two and round out the rotation? Those are two big decisions that I think will be coming for the Cardinals in the offseason to make themselves into a contender. This year has gone south, although as Mo and Ollie both said, they still think there's a chance they can make a little run. Starts today. Joining us is Mike Sims. He is on the board of directors of Budweiser Guns and Hoses. He is representing not only that fine organization, but the Backstoppers, to tell us about something very special that is coming to St. Louis and to the ballpark, by the way. Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Tom?
I'm great. It's great to talk to you. By the way, your boys at Bommarito had a blast yesterday at the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. I know you know that. That was some race at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
That was great times yesterday. Absolutely.
Good times. You have a big event coming. It is the Busch Stadium Build-A-Bear giveaway day, but most importantly, it is Chief Ron Battelle Day at the ballpark. It's going to be Sunday, September 8th, the 1:15 game. Chief Battelle is going to throw out the first pitch. What an amazing human being, and the executive director of the Backstoppers. What a way to celebrate him, Mike.
Yeah, Chief Battelle, it's well deserved. We're going to miss him when he retires. Obviously, he's still going to be part of the organization. But it's a day to honor him, and we do this. We're going to sell some T-shirts. We got our tickets, and we're just going to go out and throw the first pitch. He's going to do a meet and greet out there in the stands with the fans, and we just want everybody to come out and celebrate.
And when you do these theme nights, like a Ron Battelle Day at the ballpark, you have a special theme ticket that you get, and you get these shirts. The shirt looks super sharp to me. On the back of it, it says all the dedication, Chief Battelle. It says 20-year dedication, Chief Battelle Backstoppers. It looks very cool, and you can get those by going to Get Your Shirt and Ticket Now at gmail.com. How about that? Get Your Shirt and Ticket Now at gmail.com. Tell us about the Backstoppers, Mike, who help not only here in the St. Louis area to fallen first responders and their families, but they do it for a long, long period of time. They stay with them for years and years.
Yeah, so the Backstoppers has been around for 65 years, and it's in over 20 counties connected to the St. Louis metropolitan area. And with that, we have 95 current families on the program, 75 independent children. And when we have a first responder that is either severely injured in the line of duty or killed in the line of duty, Backstopper steps in and helps the family financially. And within the first week or two, they'll meet with the family and make sure they take care of them for their current bills, so that it's a little bit of easement for them, that they can not worry about what happens. And then after that, they get, in the next month or so, they'll meet with the family again, and they'll look at the financial obligations that the family has, and they'll take care of them in whatever way they can. The great part about this is, Tom, a lot of people don't know, is that these children that they have, they're independent children, they can go to any school they want to. It could be a private school for the rest of their life. And, the health insurance, and they can see counseling, and they can go to, any group lessons or anything like that would help them. And that's what we do. And we're raising money to take care of this. And with it being a non-for-profit organization, it's over $2 million annually just to be able to support these families.
It's incredible, too, what all these people in the St. Louis area, when I say St. Louis area, like you said, 20 counties, do for the Backstoppers. They will come together and throw these parties. And I see the Backstoppers Barbecue, the 9th annual, is September 21st at 11 a.m., VFW Post 5331, 1 Lynn Lane in Cedar Hill. That looks like fun. Music, drinks, raffles, barbecue. Let's go.
We're inviting all of our friends and families out there from Jefferson County. Jefferson County has a huge input in with the Backstoppers. This event in the last 8 years, Tom, has raised over $500,000. So we want everybody to come out. We're raffling off a Polaris side-by-side. The tickets are $10 a piece. And if they can also contact us on the email or the phone number on the flyer and come out and enjoy the day.
I want that Polaris. That's a great pick right there. I love that. There's also a $2,500 gift card up for raffle, a big screen TV up for raffle. They have a 50-50 raffle, of course. That is the Backstoppers 9th annual barbecue on September 21st at 11 a.m. If you missed it, what we were talking about first was Chief Ron Battelle Day at the ballpark. So, Mike, they have the following available. You can buy a ticket to the game or a shirt if you'd like to support. You can do that. Those are each $25. The ticket includes soft drink and a hot dog. The shirt's also $25. Or you can do a combo of the two for $45. Do I have that right?
That is correct, Tom. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a Build-A-Bear Day. So you're going to get a Build-A-Bear for the child, a soft drink, a hot dog, and you get an entrance to the stadium for $25. I mean, it's a bargain, really. And the big deal is 100% of this goes back to the Backstoppers. So we're not selling tickets for for the Cardinals. Obviously, we love the Cardinals and their support for us, but this money is raised, goes back to the Backstoppers.
That's awesome. That is on September 8th. That's the Sunday afternoon game against the Mariners. Hope that you do this. You can text 314-620-7179, or you can email getyourshirtandticketnow@gmail.com, and they will figure out a way to get you your shirt, your ticket, and get you to the ballpark on September 8th. And Mike, before we go, we have about a minute left, but I can't talk to you without mentioning Guns N' Hoses. It will be happening again the night before Thanksgiving. What an amazing night it is at Enterprise Center.
It is unbelievable. And that's, again, that's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. So anybody that you can also reach out to me to the phone number. If you want Guns N' Hoses tickets, we can take care of that as well.
That is 314-620-7179. I'll be back for the live telecast on Fox 2 this year for Guns N' Hoses. It's a party unlike any other. The night before Thanksgiving, and tough to get a ticket if you wait too long. So that boxing extravaganza is absolutely awesome. Mike, best of luck with these events and more. Thank you for all you do for the Backstoppers. I know the recent announcement of the support of Officer Travis Brown of Ferguson and the importance that Backstoppers does for everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time today, Tom. Thank you.
Mike Sims with Guns N' Hoses and the Backstoppers. Thanks for joining us. Cardinal Baseball coming your way at 12:20.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids.